Wanderer versus Venti. Wanderer's Ember has Terra Volt to prevent effects of other Pokemon's abilities, and Aura Berry, which probably won't be that useful with a HP of 353 to only increase 10 of it. It does, however, have a lot of attack investment for that explosion it could bring out at some point, as well as some decent special attack investment for Thundershock Incinerate. It also has Sketch, which could be very interesting to see how that's used. Wanderer's Berserker has Competitive, which will help it raise its special attack, which you'll need to be able to use its special attacking moves. Mystic Water, which isn't useful. Shell Sidearm is a nice move to have on this Pokemon, allowing it to make use of its higher physical attack. However, if the special attack does get raised enough that it does more damage, it'll switch to special. Mantine has Trace to be able to take the ability of the Pokemon it switches in on. The Absorb Ball probably won't help that much with its physical moves. However, Light Screen could help its whole team, but Sandstorm could hurt it. The Hisuian Decidueye has Shed Skin and Life Orb, which will help it negate some status moves if it gets statused. But Life Orb's only gonna be procced when it uses Signal Beam, which it doesn't have any special attack investment at all. It could set up Hail, which will hurt the entire team. Wanderer's Dusknoir has Cheek Pouch of Violite, neither of which does anything. It also has Sketch, which once again, very interesting, the fact that this team has 2 Sketch Pokemon, and it's got no special attack investment for those special attacking moves. Metal Burst could be very interesting though. The Reshiram has Water Absorb, giving it a water immunity, and a Patea Berry to raise its special attack, which helps for half of its moves when it's at a quarter or less HP. It has incredible stats and incredible moves, and this would be a huge threat. Venti's Fortress has Slow Start, which is so bad, and Heat Rock, which isn't helpful. It does get some really good moves though, with Wicked Blow, Aeroblast, and Stab Leech Life. This thing could be a pretty big threat, especially with good attack investment, and after it slow starts out of the way, which could be hard, as there's a lot of switch in this kind of format. Venti's Chatot has Grimnay, which honestly doesn't help it, and Air Balloon on a flying type. It does, however, have Stab Egg Bomb, Leech Seed, and then also Seismic Toss to deal out 100 damage. So it could still do some decent damage here. Venti's Guzzlord has Own Tempo, preventing it being confused or intimidated. Luminous Moss to possibly raise its special defense slightly if hit by a resisted water type attack. With its moveset though, Meteor Beam and Mega Kick are crazy moves to have, but Water Sport's kinda useless most of the time. And it can't even use Aura Wheel. It has insane HP though. Venti's Lurantis has Rockhead, which doesn't really help with its moveset, but Wide Lens certainly does, helping Hydro Pump get to 88% accuracy instead of 80. Venti's Bruxish has Static. Leatherberry probably won't come into play, but if it does, it'll be helpful. And an insane moveset. Not only is this thing going to be dishing out so much coverage moves, most of them being physical, which is its better stat, it can also paralyze anyone that touches it, potentially. And Venti's Zekrom, completing the Battle of the Unova Dragons with Rough Skin Life Orb. Rough Skin's always going to be helpful, it'll damage anyone that touches it. However, it only makes use of Life Orb with Thundershock, so while that's Stab, it's still not great. It's going to take damage every time it uses Thundershock. However, Mirror Coat could be scary, Rest could help it a lot, and Metal Sound would make those Thundershocks do more damage. They've both won 2-0. Venti's Reshiram has the most kills so far out of their 2 battles, with 6. With Venti's Fortress following behind on 4, and then Wanderer's Ember and Venti's Guzzlord following on 3. Wanderer has the faster team overall, but Venti has 3 of the 4 fastest Pokemon in the game. Battle begins, Wanderer sends in Mantine and Venti sends in Lurantis. Mantine copies the Rockhead but switches out to Dusknoir. I guess it doesn't want the Rockhead. Rests fails, as it has not taken damage yet. Dusknoir gets the Fire Blast off, super effective onto Lurantis. Maybe it can rest now, and now it's going to get a Hydro Pump onto the incoming Berserker. Berserker switches over to Mantine, it gets Rockhead back as it tanks the Hydro Pump coming in and activates its Absorb Ball to get a special attack boost. While that doesn't help the Mantine, it almost got another one. It's able to get these Dragon Darts off to do some decent damage to Lurantis as it rests up, healing all that back. If it's just going to keep resting, Mantine's not going to be able to take it down for a while. It's consistently landing the Dragon Darts as Lurantis sleeps. It's going to wake up this turn as the Mantine sets up Light Screen and easily resists Arm Thrust. So much. Berserker comes in, it would be weak to the Arm Thrust, but Lurantis goes for rests and goes to sleep for another 2 turns. As the Reshiram comes in for the first time, lends Muddy Water, doesn't get the accuracy drop, and it switches out into Zekrom, and the battle, the Ancient Dragon Civil War has begun. Reshiram switches out though, so that Decidueye to resist Zekrom's only attacking move, the Thunder Shock. Dusknoir takes damage. Zekrom's taking the same amount of damage from Life Orb recoil. Oh, the special attack drop onto the Zekrom as it goes for rest. That's gonna hurt the Zekrom. The Struggle Bug lowers the special attack again. Zekrom sleeps. And then switches out into Forretress. A slow start is there. Can't sketch as it just came in. Oh, but it gets one shot by the Fire Blast from the Dusknoir. Venti's highest kill count Pokemon is down immediately in one shot. Doesn't even get to move. Zekrom's asleep, has its attack lowered, special attack lowered again. As the Berserker sets up a Cosmic Power to raise its defenses, to tank the Thunder Shock even more. The Zekrom takes more damage. Shell Sidearm gets the poison, as the Rough Skin also procs. Switches back out into Reshiram to have the dragons fighting again, and it goes back into Berserker, as Zekrom rests, getting rid of the poison, and immediately switches out into Lurantis, who's also asleep. As the super effective Twin Needle comes in, hits twice, can't get the poison because it was asleep, and it wakes up and lands a double hit to hit 2 times. The Twin Needle comes in, gets the poison on the first one, and it's Water Absorb too! Reshiram's outplaying this Lurantis so much. The Muddy Water comes in on the Zekrom, lowers the accuracy. Zekrom continues to sleep. Apple Acid again, lowering special defense. Not again. And switches back into Decidueye, which the Zekrom can't do that much to. Does more damage to itself than it does to Decidueye. Lowers the Zekrom's defense and confuses it. Confusion's going to do more damage due to the defense drop. However, it goes for rest, but that doesn't cure its confusion. Defenses are low right now. Zekrom switches back into Reshiram. And the Sunsteel strikes. It's resisted, but that 2 times damage due to lowered defenses. Zekrom's still in. Reshiram switches over into Mantine, and the Zekrom switches out, resetting its stats. And the Bruxish with the super effective Rock Blast only hits twice. The light screen's up now. Dragon Dance doesn't do that much to Bruxish. Gets the Shadow Ball, that light screen helps with the Shadow Ball. Signal Beam is super effective, and that's Decidueye's one move that can take advantage of its Life Orb. Sets up the Hail, so now everyone's going to be taking chip damage, and the Zen Headbutt, super effective, takes out the Hisuian Decidueye. Berserker comes in, dodges the Sky Uppercut, which would have taken it out, lowers the Bruxish's speed, and the Icy Wind again. Oh, it gets it low enough that the Hail can take it out, but it will also go down. Both Pokemon down that turn. It's 3-4. Reshiram against Chatot right now. The Leech Seed, as the Sunsteel Strike does a lot of damage, pops the Balloon, which doesn't help the Chatot at all. Kinesis lowers the accuracy of the Reshiram, immediately causing the Apple Acid to miss. Chatot switches out into the Zekrom, lowers the special defense. But Zekrom's able to take advantage of that Leech Seed that's on the Reshiram. Misses a Sunsteel Strike due to the accuracy drop. Lands an Apple Acid to lower the special defense of the Guzzlord, which could help. The Meteor Beam's coming in, that Reshiram is dead if that lands. Goes for the Sunsteel Strike, doesn't take out the Guzzlord, the Meteor Beam comes in, takes out the Reshiram. It's 3-all. The Dusknoir comes in place of the Reshiram. Guzzlord's preparing another Meteor Beam. It's currently at 2x special attack, but it went down by 1 stage. It's only 1.5 now, but the Meteor Beam's super effective, but misses! The Sandstorm set up. Guzzlord's increasing its special attack again as it goes for another Meteor Beam. The Dragon Darts barely doesn't take out the Guzzlord, and the Meteor Beam comes in and takes out the Mantine. But that Sandstorm damage is about to take out the Guzzlord, but it switches into Chatot as the Dusknoir switches into Emboar. Both take Sandstorm damage. Emboar goes back to Dusknoir. Is able to take... That Egg Bomb can't touch the Dusknoir. Twice. Lowers the special attack of the Chatot. Dusknoir gets its accuracy lowered, but it's still able to land a Struggle Bug and lower the Chatot's special attack more. Kinesis avoids. Chatot switches into Zekrom. The Struggle Bug lowers the special attack. Struggle Bug lowers special attack again. Zekrom wakes up this turn, I think. No, it sleeps. I guess, yeah, switch it out. Oh, the Emboar goes for Explosion! It's gone! Zekrom almost goes down. The Dusknoir's in now. Lands the Struggle Bug. Oh, the Mirror Coat activates and it dies due to Life Orb from the Mirror Coat. The Seismic can't touch the Dusknoir. It's able to lower the special attack. Egg Bomb also can't touch the Dusknoir. This is going to be a very close game. The Leech Seed! And it can't switch out. It's looking bad for Wanderer. Metal Burst fails. Takes more Leech Seed damage. Chatot switches out to Guzzlord. Metal Burst fails. It heals a bit. Water Sport doesn't do anything, but it goes for Metal Burst and goes down. And Venti wins. GG's.